What's up, y'all? Playoffs are set and we are in for a good one. I think there might be more upsets than ever. Denver is a shaky 1 seed. Memphis has an uphill battle at 2. The Kings are wet behind the ears at 3. Meanwhile, the reigning champs are lurking down at the 6th seed, ready, healthy, and dangerous. I am your Faraz, how you doing, my brother, my dog, my co-host?
I'm good, my brother, and we are back. As always, you already know, it's your main man in the building, and I got with me my brother, Stir Fry to the top. Tyler, how you feeling today, my dog, my co-host, co-CEO? How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, bro. Jam-packed show as always. How about you, my dog?
Feeling good, man. There's some guy with like really, really bad muffler issues in this motorcycle driving by. He's very inconsiderate of the podcast right now. But besides that, man, I'm good. I'm excited, and I was on the edge of my seat last night watching LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers handle the Minnesota Timberwolves in the play-in, man. I'm feeling good, bro. Feeling excited. Y'all know what time it is. It's playoff basketball season.
4th NBA play-in tournament is underway. By the time this reaches your ears, playoff seeding will be set. I mean, I don't need to break it down for you, but I will. Y'all know how this works by now. 7, 8 seeds face off with 2 bites at the apple. Then the 9, 10 seeds have to go 2-0 in order to make it into the dance. Lakers, one of the first to advance. Faraz, what'd you make of that game?
Man, listen, you already know it's the first thing I have to mention. When I got on wax today, man, it's playoff basketball season. Lakers and Timberwolves were the first taste of playoffs we got. I'm impressed. I am impressed, man. This Los Angeles Lakers team, not only have they been the best team in the Western Conference since the trade deadline, they're looking like they're poised for a deep run into the playoffs. Deep run to the chip, to the Larry O.B., you know what I mean? Bro, it was great. Minnesota was looking so dominant early in the game. LeBron James and the Lakers held on. It was such a weird sight to see. A LeBron-led team outside of the bubble coming back, staying in games after being down 15. Like, I was hyped up. The amount of give and goes, the 1-2 passing, the chemistry that this Lakers team had, I was hyped. I was a fan. I said, listen, I hit on this guy LeBron for way too many years, you know? But man, it was a great game to watch. Tough for Minnesota, but they're going to have an opportunity in the next round of the play-in to hopefully cement their playoff spot.
Yeah, they were without their big man, Rudy Gobert. And while you might think that was a bad thing, a negative for the T-Wolves, they've actually been a better team without him. So I was interested to see how they came out, and they came out swinging, man. Karl Towns was on full display, playing like he was down there at St. Joe's in Metuchen, New Jersey, bro. He was having his way in that first quarter. Anthony Davis figured out, I got to come to play if we want to win. LeBron was amazing for the first 3 quarters. They got a little turnover happy in the ending, but they were able to pull it out, man. And like you said, very encouraging for the purple and gold, man. They're heading into the Grizzlies building to play a series on the road, and they're going to need all the momentum they can get, man. That's a fire young bunch. You're talking about a clash of 2 different styles of basketball. That's what we're going to be seeing with Memphis and L.A.
You already know, and the Lakers are going to be facing a whole lot of it's a parade inside my city, yeah. So you already know the Lakers got to come prepared. The Grizzlies, man, you know, they're looking like a good team. I got to touch, man, on the Timberwolves for you guys who are sitting at home who did not catch what my man's Ty just said. He hit him with the greatest line of all time. The Timberwolves came in swinging, and I got to add the no Rudy Gobert. Y'all pick up on that one. That one's got to right? You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even catch that.
Come on, man. So now that's an elite joke telling elite comedy guy at the Hoopla. Sorry to cut you off, brother.
Bro, I can't hold you with that. Rudy Gobert signing has cratered Timberwolf chemistry. They were just a happy-go-lucky bunch playing happy. Pat Bev's, Anthony Edwards celebrating like they won the damn finals. You're not seeing that same type of energy even if they win tonight because, bro, that team with Rudy, you could see it the way they talk about it. You could see it in their on-court body language. They do not like each other.
No. And it's not just 1 or 2 players. It seems like everybody has taken a dislike to the man who stopped the league in 2020. We'll be honest. Yeah, we thought, okay, you got 2 All-Stars at the 5, but how is this going to work? And look, it hasn't worked, to be quite frank. I mean, you look at all the pieces outside of Gobert that are playing for the Timberwolves. They've got a good team without Gobert, right? And you throw Gobert in there and you get some defense. What I mean, the way he clogs them up, the way you're not able to run certain sets on the floor the way Karl Anthony Towns isn't able to eat. I mean, you guys saw Karl Anthony Towns last night. Giving AD a run for his money. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns, 3-time All-Star in this league. Couple years, he fell off. He's had the opportunity to kind of shine. But I mean, when you're playing 36 minutes plus with another guy at your same position and same height, similar playing style, also playing 36 minutes plus, how much can you really do? How much can you really contribute, man? So it's like, honestly, this Gobert trade looked like the worst move ever for the Timberwolves. If I were them, I would try to off them for a package. I mean, his value is low, yes, but you don't want to force an Anthony Edwards hand, right? You don't want to force a Karl Anthony Towns hand, right?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns yesterday were looking like a duo for the future. I mean, they were hooping. Anthony Edwards in that overtime period was legitimately getting to the cup whenever he wanted. Legitimately,
I'm glad he did it that because he was 0 for 9 from 3, like 3 of 19 from the field. Like
Facts.
He did
Facts.
he did his thing in overtime, but it was shaky till
Correct.
that point.
Correct.
Let's see, though. Let's see, man. I'm excited. Next series out west, Pelicans Thunder happening right now. This is a good matchup for my guy, SGA. It might be his Kodak moment. Welcome to the playoffs, young man. I'm ready to see if they can get into the dance. I'm rooting for OKC, even though I think Nola's got the better player. I mean, better team. I think SGA is the best player on the court tonight, but Brandon Ingram's going to have something to say about it. I'm going to tell you that much. The Lou Dort, Brandon Ingram matchup is where this game will be won or lost. I think if Lou Dort and company can hold BI under 23, it's a dub. Otherwise, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the thing. Baby Durant, Brandon Ingram, we know he's a walking 30 ball. I mean, not as consistently as Big Bro, Senior Durant, right? But he's a walking bucket. He's him. I mean, this Pelicans team has promise, but SGA has been world class. So I would really like him and that squad. I mean, they're fun to watch. They might not go deep in the playoffs, but they're going to win a game or two, maybe.
Let's go. Let's go.
So I'm down to see SGA drop a 30-point playoff game. So
let's see it. I hope he has a couple of them. And that's only if he hangs around, he's making it happen.
Facts. Now, moving on. We in the West. Now we got to go down East. You already know we start off with the Hawks. Heat, 2 franchises that start with that H. Man, Atlanta Hawks got the best of the Miami Heat. I mean, to be quite frank, this Miami Heat team has looked like it's been missing something all year. Guess what? The Amber Alert for Kyle Lowry has been answered. He has finally shown up. But
Let's
too
go.
little, too late. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Because you got one, and then the other guy disappeared. Jimmy Butler. There's an APB out for you. Bam Adebayo complaining about not even touching the ball after the game. Okay, Jimmy Butler had some. This went under the radar. I don't know how because we like to keep receipts as a society these days. Before the game, Jimmy Buckets has a Charles Barkley guarantee. Yeah, that didn't age well. It really didn't age well because they did not only lose, they got their butts whooped, man. Bam and Jimmy were not who they needed to be to get a playoff dub. We expect Jimmy to turn into Himmy this time of year. Without that happening, this squad is in trouble.
Facts. And guys, if you want to win some money this NBA playoff season, just go the opposite of what Charles Barkley says. He said that's a guarantee. So I forgot he said that. He really came out on national TV, did that to himself. Come on, Sir Charles, what's wrong with you, Chuck? And the Hawks are looking good. And I mean, the way that it lines up, who knows? I mean, the Hawks have a good team. I don't think they're you know. So Ty, why don't you remind us who the Hawks are meeting?
They're playing Boston, and congrats to the Hawks for making out the play-in. They earned themselves 5 more games until Cancun. I mean, they had no shot. Like, no shot. Come on, bro.
I mean, this is the thing. The Hawks could be the 7th seed on paper. When they play the Knicks, they're the favorites. Not even if they're the worst team.
Yeah, well, too bad they ain't going to get to us.
Now, the Knicks looking good, though. The Knicks looking good, man. I can't even stop stunned. But no, Trae Young looking good. I mean, I've been hearing talks about the Hawks owners giving the general managers the green light on getting rid of Trae Young. Sorry, no, that's not true. They gave him the green light of doing whatever it is that he needs to do to make this franchise a winning franchise. But I'm going to be quite frank with you here. Trae Young can be your first star. I mean, the guy has gaudy numbers, and it's not like they're empty assists to go along with his points. The guy is basically averaging 26 and 9 for his career. Not many people could do that. Trae Young has been in the league for 5-6 years. He has taken his team to the playoffs almost every year, has won a playoff series or two. That's more for some stars who've been in the league twice the time he's been in the league. So people will come out here and say, oh, Trae Young can't do it. I mean, you look at the guys around him, that is not a championship-bound team, right? So you're going to point the finger at the one guy averaging a 30-point double-double with assists, Not this season, but you guys catch the drift.
Yeah, and it's the lack of defense that concerns you sometimes because as good as that DeJounte Murray, Trae Young backcourt was, it was all on one side of the ball, at least for Trae. But there's an interesting thing that happened at the end of this game. TNT hosting the game, they aired a graphic after ATL won saying that Trae and the Hawks are 5-1 in playing games. 5-1. They just started this tournament, brother. That makes that graphic was wrong. Someone's getting fired, but I think it was hilarious.
Like in 3 years, y'all have played in two playing games each year. Like that's crazy.
That I believed it. Speaks to the mediocre nature of the Hawks and how the hell they could even play in 5 playing games. That's a story for another day. Maybe that's why Atlanta is willing to ship their star point guard out, because as good as he is, hasn't led to the most team success.
Yeah, but I'm going to be real. I mean, out of all the players in the league, you pair him with DeJounte Murray. And DeJounte Murray was a great player who was just coming into his own. But you have 2 players who play the one, ball-heavy guys. I mean, Trae Young, much more of a shooter than DeJounte, but DeJounte, much better defender than Trae Young. Both can get it on the offensive end. Both can facilitate for their teams. And just like you basically got copies or similar copies of each other to do the same thing. So, right. I don't know. But at the same time, I hear you, though. You don't look at this team and think this team is going to the chip. You don't think this team is winning playoff series. You think they might.
You don't think they're one piece away either. And that's an issue.
Correct.
All right, bro, we got to talk about the last play-in series happening, a 9-10 matchup in the Eastern Conference. I meant to tell you, Faraz, let's hurry up and finish this so you can watch the Bulls' last game of the year.
Oh,
but either way, it's
disrespect. I don't know if you've been paying attention. We down 5. We was just down 10, all right? We got stars. We don't got bums on our squad. We don't have any Van Fleets or whatever his name is. We don't have any Pasquilles. I'm purposely butchering their name. They ain't got nothing on the Bulls. My boy Zach LaVine looking like a star. 30 ball. We still got 9 minutes of basketball. DeMar DeRozan hasn't even gotten comfortable from the mid-range yet, bro. Come on now.
All right. So I was going to ask you which way you're going. The optimism is still running through those veins.
Yes, sir. I'm a Bull through and through, even though I got the Spurs jersey on the wall. They don't need to know about that.
I tell you what, the first thing I'm going to check for after we finish this podcast up is what was Pat Bev up to. I'm expecting some play-in shenanigans from the guy himself, Mr. Play-In.
He's been full of them. 17 minutes, 0 points, 0 assists, 2 rebounds. He's full of those playing shenanigans. But guess
Can't
what?
wait to listen to the podcast.
I was about to say, if this guy jumps on an announcement table after a victory, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to absolutely lose it.
Oh, man. So, what a disappointing year for Chicago.
Yeah. I have to. Honestly, though. Nah, I know you're trying to roast me with it, but it's true. A real Chicago fan would recognize that. I mean, listen. Last year, beginning of the season, we had high hopes. When we never got Lonzo back into the fold, we're just missing something, man. We're just missing something. We're going to lose Vooch.
Another year Alonzo on the sidelines. Another year of Levine Prime down the drain. Another year with Benny the Bull being the best guy on the court.
The most famous Bull.
Yeah. Since Jordan. Nah, since D-Rose.
Those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts on the game, man? Who you think is going to pull this one off?
I don't know. These two teams have both been so inconsistent, and they're playing the Bucks. So it doesn't matter. It matters till the 15th. This might be over in 2 games. We'll see it. Yeah. This might be an NBA record. But before we wrap up thoughts on the play, we got to talk about the team that wanted no parts. So that team, Dallas, the latest entry into the tank for Wembanyama sweepstakes. If there was any hope the Kyrie and Luka duo could work, the front office in Dallas showed you exactly how they felt about that by tanking in their last game. Yeah, that's right. Mavs management forced Luka to sit out. J. Kidd was compliant, and you can't tell me he believed that was the right move with any ounce in his body, man. That's why this team's going to get fined. Or worse, they're now top 10 pick, maybe shipped to New York by the league office.
Uh-oh, why New York?
Because the reason they wanted to tank is because they have a protected number 1. If it falls in the top 10, they get to keep that pick. If not, It was going to be over to New York where we would draft the next cornerstone of a championship New York-led basketball team.
Maybe a Vic Wembanyama.
If he
Who
slips to
knows?
10, I don't think so. Brandon Miller, I don't know. There's some cats. There's some cats. But either way, bro, this Mavs team, not only did they tank, but they complained the whole season. They complained about Brunson leaving for the Knicks. Why, it's not fair. They complained about the refs, even contesting the game. Adam, don't go easy on these crybabies, bro. Send that pick my way. Yeah, let's go. Let's get it.
Hey, that's funny, man. Nah, dude, I'll tell you what. This Dallas Mavericks experiment, I thought it would be a little bit better, but it shows you how sometimes it's not all about the big names. I mean, this Mavericks team, led by Luka last year, they had a Jalen Brunson, they had a Dorian Finney-Smith, and you look, you're like, all right, these guys play great, right? But Luka will be fine without him. You throw in a Kyrie Irving, there's no way this team won't be twice as better as the team was last year, right? And then you look at it, you're like, wait a minute now. You start to see how important a Dorian Finney-Smith can be to the team, how important a Jalen Brunson can be to the team. I mean, for real, if they were able to keep Dorian, the Mavericks, we might have them, they might have still been in playoff contention. And it's funny that I say that because I was the first one to shit on a guy like Dorian Finney-Smith for being in the starting lineup. I mean, you look at a bunch of other teams and you think, okay, he's not going to be able to contribute on both ends, but now the guy does it. And it goes to show you how important every single person on your team is, you know?
Couldn't have said it better. And there was a story that came out from a Mavs insider that was with the Dallas team last year. And he started off by comparing Julius Randle to Luka Doncic. And specifically Luka, but you could see these traits in Julius as well. When things are going good, it's the infectious smile. He looks like a great teammate and everyone wants to be around him. But when things aren't going his way, it's the moping. He's on the ref's ass. He's not the greatest teammate. But Jalen Brunson was the connector, according to this Mavs insider. He was the one, that calming presence, that even killed nature. The guy that was bringing Luka back with the Dorian Finney-Smiths and Theo Pinsons organizing off the court stuff. So all that stuff that went into making Dallas, all those intangibles that got them into the conference finals last year, is the same reason it's been so good for New York. Because Julius Randle has a lot of those same character issues, if you want to call him that. But when things get rough, he isolates himself. And having Jalen Brunson, like as that Mavs insider said, be the connector has been like an unquantifiable help.
And again, you see these guys, you look at some of their stats in these minutes, you're like, man, they're not impacting the game. But there's certain guys like Draymond Green who have an impact on the game that doesn't necessarily show up in the stat sheet, right? And you see it. So I can't say I'm disappointed with the Mavericks because I think that was just, you saw Mark Cuban really trying to capitalize on a last minute Brooklyn Nets failure here. I mean, you get the opportunity to get Kyrie Irving, you go for that opportunity. I mean, 20 times out of 10, right? So I don't blame him for that. But at the same time, it's like two guys kind of do some of the same things. You thought they could do it because you saw Bron and Kyrie do it. But, again, difference in positions, I guess, at that point.
Yeah, you're right. And it's going to be interesting, bro. I'm just excited for playoffs. It's finally here. The play-in is done. Round 1 matchups. What are you most excited to see? I know for me, I got 2 in mind. Lakers, Grizzlies, Knicks, Cavs. Those are going to be outstanding, bro. The Lakers and Grizzlies already got some history. Hopefully Shea Sharp is sideline to just root, you know what I'm saying? Knicks, Cavs, we know who's going to be there at MSG. Spike Lee, Fat Joe, the usuals. I think these both might be 7-game series.
I'm with it. I'm excited to see the Sixers Nets, right? And that's because Embiid has been on a tear, and the Nets aren't any good. Mikal Bridges, Cam Thomas, these guys have been hooping. I want to really see what they're capable of in a playoff environment where they're the leaders. Go get 40. Can you do it? You know what I'm saying? So, and I want to see that the Sixers, they're more of a championship-bound team. Can they win it? I don't know. They got a lot of hurdles to jump. They're in the conversation. So that's a good series. My favorite series in the East, and more than likely what you're going to see in the first round of the playoffs, 4 or 5 is usually going to be the best series, right? closest in records, closest usually in level of talent. Yeah, Knicks Cavs is going to be a great series. And I mean, moving on over to the West. Listen, once you have LeBron, once you have the Lakers, you always want to know what's going on. But especially with the way this Lakers team started the season, the fact that they're 7th, that's going to be a bit crazy to see. I'm excited to see this. It literally doesn't make sense. LeBron has like a very storybook career. You know what I mean? Except for all his final losses. You would have thought with the way Adam Silver... No, hell no. Hell no, because that's his one blemish, like my G. This man has legitimately a storybook. Ray Allen saving him a chip. Like, he got a storybook career, except for all the final losses. Adam Silver and David Stern could not write in the Warriors, all right? No one could predict the babyface assassin. Speaking of the babyface assassin, I have a feeling they're not only going to light the beam, they're going to set fire to that beam. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Warriors about to go off. They low-key got off easy.
Well, that team will put up 130
facts
in almost every game in that series. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting because the way they score, I don't really know. Like, Draymond's a great defender, right? We know that. But he's good against a certain type of player. If you like to out-physical someone, if you like to get to the free throw line, that's where Draymond shines. But a Sabonis type that's going to stand on the elbow and dish, that's an interesting matchup. I mean, I'm really watching that one. But I hope they pull it off because we could get the best round 2 series in NBA history if they do. I'm talking about the rematch. Round 6? No, round 5, I think. LeBron versus Steph. But this time in the Western Conference.
That would be crazy.
That would be insane. That would top whatever ratings for whatever series holds the record. This would be the new record.
And you know what's crazy now? The more that I look at it, it's probably the first time in league history that more than likely the 6th and 7th seeds are better than the 2nd and 3rd seeds, like with almost without a doubt.
Hey, bro, we opened this show talking about upsets in the West. We gonna have at least a couple. That's for sure.
Let's see how much of a parade it is in Memphis next week.
Let's see. Word.
Yes, sir. With that being said, that's going to do it. Another episode of the Hoop Plug. Before we get off wax, got to tell you all about the greatest men's care, skin care, hair care place in the business. That's right, EvanAlexanderGrooming.com. The only place to get what you need for the beard, for the hair, for the skin. Todd, let them know what they do when they get to EvanAlexanderGrooming.com.
You go on, put in that promo code hoop_plug_ for that light, cool 15% off at checkout. Guys, don't wait till it's too late. Make the change. Save your hairline, save your beard, save your skin. Do all that at EvanAlexanderGrooming.com.
Supporting them is supporting us. Save that little 15%. And as always, guys, put some flavor in your ear.
Peace.
Peace.